What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Fantasy Football Game Show presented by Front Yard Fantasy. I'm your host, Simon, joined as always by my beautiful co-hosts, Josh and John Luke. Josh, are you smelling something over there?
No, that smells great. That's smelling. Can you smell? Yeah.
Just
No, it's great.
Josh is just wafting in his own flavor over there. He loves the smell of his own
Have you ever tried smelling salts before?
No, but every time I've seen a video of it, I've wanted to see.
There's nothing wrong. I like them. It kind of burns your nose a little bit, but man, are you awake afterwards? I was like addicted to
box
it for like
sitting next to his bed.
A week and a half. It was a good week and a half.
Literally, the
best week I ever had. I've never had a better week in my life than that week.
The best way to
there.
describe how it makes you feel is just really with a facial expression. That's how you feel.
I get it now.
How within 5 seconds of the show starting did we already get off topic on a tangent about smelling salts? That's incredible. Guys, also joining us today, coming back to play some Fantasy Fortune, is great friend of the show, Steven Johnson. He is the media manager for Shy City Sports, and he sells the meats. Steven, thank you so much for coming on with us today, my man.
Gentlemen, thank you for having me back. Excited to hopefully get my first victory here as well. Josh was trying his best to trash talk a little bit before, but
you're going.
Hey, we'll see what happens.
You don't say it.
You know what? That's like the best trash talk right there, to just kind of like completely dismiss the trash talk that was coming your direction, as if like
he was trying to.
Yeah, he was trying to trash talk. Guys, we got.
I
some
also
people...
told you I was scatterbrained, so now I have an excuse in case I do.
Honestly, might that be a benefit for Fantasy Fortune if I'm hosting? You're a little all over the place, kind of in sync with my
I'm thinking
brain.
more like you.
Exactly. It works out. Yeah. We got Scott Fish in the chat saying he loves the 5 a.m. shows we've been doing. This morning show was wild. He is curious why we automatically delete the video immediately each day. If you miss it live, there's no way to watch or find it.
It's a legal thing.
It's exclusive.
And it's exclusive. It's legally and exclusively.
What incentive does anyone have to wake up at 5 a.m. if they could just watch it later, right?
Exactly.
That's true.
And Craig, I'm so sorry you didn't make the cut for the first batch of links. Those went out to Scott Fish and Zach Efron only. So it's those two guys watching our show every morning right now. But maybe next time.
We had a great time. Yeah.
Resubmit your application, and we'll see if we can get you in on the next.
We sent one to Joe Biden, but he didn't join.
No, he said he's too busy apparently or something. And Scott hit the nail on the head. Some of the stuff we say is probably illegal in a handful of states, so we have to vet exactly who's going to be allowed to watch.
What state are you in? Minnesota is definitely out.
Oh, but Scott's also in Minnesota.
That's what I'm saying.
Allegedly. And Craig, it's not on the dark web. No, it's just hidden.
The blockchain.
It's in the Synergy OnlyFans blockchain is where we live streamed this one. And Scott saying the greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist, and like that, poof, he's gone. What 5 a.m. show?
What 5 a.m. show? Not the one we just talked about for 3 minutes.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Not that one.
We got Tim in here. Welcome in, Tim. He said he thought he had a secret show set up by setting up hidden cameras all over our place, but he hadn't even heard of the morning show. And Scott's way ahead of you, Tim. We got cameras all over our house. Scott's cameras, Tim's cameras. I'm sure someone else has some cameras.
You guys should work together on this, the show.
Yeah.
It could probably be a lot better.
Also, we all know Josh's shorts, but Craig said he heard that Josh's longs are on the dark web.
They're on my OnlyFans.
They're photoshopped.
Yeah, they're on Photoshop. J-Wall is very, very excited about today's show. We're glad to have you here, J-Wall. And what's up, Albert? Welcome in. Glad to have you here as well. Mr. Scamper's in the chat. What's up, peeps? Glad to have you here. And Javen in here as well. What's up, Javen? Sully saying congrats on 1,000 subs. No, thank you guys so much. Everyone who subscribed. Felt good to reach that 1,000 mark last night. Definitely did. We've been
special shout out to you, Sully, because I think you shouted out us on Twitter that got a little bit more traction. So thank you, Sully.
Sully got us a bump there. Also, shout out Leanna. I know she's not watching because she has like a job or something, but she helped us get there to 1,000 as well, guys. Guys, on that note, a reminder while you're here, we hit 1,000, but we're going to keep on going. So if you haven't done so already, hit that like button on this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Front Yard Fantasy. It's the easiest way to show your support for our show. And after you do that, make sure you head on over to Twitter and follow our guest, Steven. He's on Twitter at Steven_Roto. Not only is he an incredible fantasy analyst, but he's one of our good friends and has one of the best voices in this entire space. You already heard it. Like, Come on, that's a voice made for. I don't even want to say radio because you're handsome too. But you got
now you're
an
just
awesome
lying.
voice.
now Steven knows. He's like,
I don't
I
lie.
can buy the voice thing.
JL, your voice is about average. And Josh, you've got a great smile. There we go. Now do you believe me, Steven? Look at all those facts I just said. Scott Fish said I only had to make 824 counts for them to get
and we appreciate
to their 1,000. Yeah, thank you so much. I know that was a lot of work for you. Davis sliding on in here. What's up, Penn? Glad to have you here. Hello, friend. And Jay saying Steven is going to get his first W today. He can feel it. Steven, are you feeling it?
I hope I am. There's a
Did you hear the hesitance? He's already.
Well, you know, there's some information here I didn't make you guys aware of, and that's okay. But we'll get to that when we get to the game.
Wait a second.
Scott in here saying Efron is a riot in the chat during those. Yeah, Efron really is a riot during the 5 a.m. shows that aren't happening. Wink,
he
wink.
creeps me out a little.
Shut up.
He's a little too pressed to talk to us is the thing.
Yeah. It's like, calm down, bro. I know you're starstruck by us, but
like it's always like Simon Grunewald, Josh Fuster. It's never just like a first name thing. Every time he addresses us, it's kind of weird. Mr. Scamper says 2 a.m. West Coast. What the hell? Yeah, you got to be up early. You got to earn it.
Or stay up late.
Or stay up late. Yeah, that's probably the better option than waking up at 2 a.m. What's up, Eric? Welcome in. Glad to have you here. And Maria said, I'm so glad I have a snow day so I can read these comments. Man,
snow day, my ass. Like,
there's no snow.
Day we've ever had. Like, I was looking at the news this morning. Like, every school was at least 2 hours late, and there were some that were canceled. There's less snow out there than there was yesterday. Like, we had snow over last week. No, we had snow on the ground. There's no snow on the ground anymore. I think it rained. It got a little hotter. So
there's no snow. It's a snowless snow day.
It's a no day. You can just take off the S and the W. We got Feiji in here as well. Welcome, man. What's up? Glad to have you in here.
Yes.
And Feiji wants to know what's with Steven's jersey. Steven, you want to tell us a little bit about the jersey you're wearing?
This might look familiar. I don't know.
Mighty
Called
Ducks.
the Mighty Ducks, and of course, the greatest Mighty Duck of all.
Oh yeah, that's
from
badass,
the movies.
Actually, that's actually really
cool.
cool.
This is one of my favorites.
And Feiji said they're cooking and watching our show. So cool.
Hey, what you making?
That's awesome. Let us know what you're cooking. Did you bring some for the class, Feiji? You got enough to bring everybody?
One time, I got caught chewing gum, and he was like, "You have enough for the class?" I was like, "I actually do." He's like, "Well,
Josh
you
opens
can
his
spit
backpack.
out your gum,
It's
or
full
give
of 5
a piece of gum to everyone in class." And I gave a piece of gum to everyone in class.
Nice flex. Showed you, teacher.
Person.
Yeah.
We got Eric in here. Quack, 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 quack. Look at all the quacking right there.
Yeah,
and
just
settle down.
I was confused.
This campus the greatest sweater in the business.
Josh was lost for a second.
They both
Okay, guys, today we are playing Fantasy Fortune. Excuse me.
Yes, we are.
I'm going to be hosting, but Josh, before we get started, do you want to run through how this game is going to work?
I think I could do that for you, Simon. Fantasy Fortune. That's what we're playing today. Like Simon just said, it's a lot like Wheel of Fortune, but instead of using that wheel to spin and generate our values, we got rid of the wheel and we're asked football-related questions. Simon's going to be the host. The rest of us are contestants today, so he'll ask us each a football-related question instead of spinning the wheel. If we get the question right, we get to guess a letter for the puzzle that we are trying to solve here. We'll get rewarded $500 for each consonant. If we want to buy a vowel during our turn, we can. They will cost $100 each. If you guess anything wrong, including vowels, we move on to the next contestant. If it's your turn and you think you can solve the puzzle, go ahead and say exactly what's up there. And we have our 3-in-a-row rule. If you get 3 questions in a row correctly, and you get 3 letters in a row correctly, you get to bank that for the game. You get to bank your round money for the game. But you have to guess for the puzzle, and we move on to the next person if you can't get it. Whoever collects the most money over the course of the game is our Fantasy Fortune champion today. Let's go, boys.
Yeah. It's game time. Guys, I determined the order before we started. The order is going to be Josh, Steven, JL. So, Steven, you're sandwiched in the middle of a front yard fantasy sandwich right there. It's a great. Actually, this is a Steven sandwich because you're in the middle, right? No one calls it a bread sandwich.
They should.
So this is.
It's a good point, though.
That is a good point, right?
He's the meat of the show today, for sure.
And he brings the meats. Wow, it all is just checking out right here.
Wow.
Guys, I'm going to go ahead and pull up the first puzzle
for any of this.
Oh, I'm going to pull up the first puzzle for
Don't hit
today.
the space bar.
Don't tell me what to do. Guys,
I
Josh,
do that
we're
by
going to
accident all the
start with
time.
you. Are you going to solve or would you like a question?
I would like to solve. Just kidding.
Okay.
Out of the chat,
Oh,
contestants.
yeah. Thank you. I have no idea who this is.
Out of the chat.
Actually,
sure
I
you're
mean,
playing
like,
along
I
in the
have someone
audience.
that I think fits, but I'm not going for it.
Okay, Josh, for your question, we're
Coward.
starting in the FanDuel Sportsbook. According to the FanDuel Sportsbook, which game is projected to be the highest scoring game of divisional weekend? Is it
Then give
the
me options,
Buffalo,
right?
the
Okay.
Buffalo Bills at the Kansas City Chiefs, or
Uh.
the Los Angeles Rams at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
Oh, that's a really good question. Bills Chiefs. I have Bills Chiefs.
Bills Chiefs is correct with plus 110 odds compared to plus 310 for the other game. Josh, which letter would you like?
Give me a R.
There is one R, Joshua, which is going to add $500 to your total. Would you like to solve or would you like another question?
I don't know who it is yet. Give me another question.
Okay, Josh. Who had more PPR fantasy points on the season? Was it Terry McLaurin or was it Marvin Jones?
Terry McLaurin.
Ooh.
It was Terry McLaurin. Terry McLaurin at 213 to Marvin
You almost
Jones.
like fooled me. I thought it could be a trick right there. I was like,
thought I might get
You
you.
said
with
it
that
pretty
one.
quick.
No, well, I thought about it for like a half second. I was like, Marvin Jones. I know we were just talking about him yesterday. He had a lot more catches than I thought he had, but the touchdowns were like non-existent.
Yep.
Terry McLaurin.
Josh,
Letter.
which letter would you like?
Give me an S.
An S. There are two S's, Josh, which is going to add $1,000 to your total. Would you like to solve or would you like another question?
I don't know who this is.
Did you really badly misspell this name, Simon?
Is there supposed to be two more letters on the second name?
No, this is all spelled
No, I'm
properly.
joking. Yeah, no, I believe
I think I got it.
Josh, would you like another question?
Yeah.
Who had more rushing yards in Wildcard Weekend? Was it Sony Michel or was it Deebo Samuel?
Wow. Oh man. I'm gonna go with Deebo Samuel.
You are correct. And I Josh mathed you a little bit there. It was 72 to 58, but Josh, you got it right. Which letter would you like?
I'm fine with that. Give me an L.
An L. Bing. Two L's,
Dude,
Josh. Adding another 1,000 to your total.
I don't know what's going on here.
So you need another. Wait, that was your third question.
Yeah,
so
it was my
Josh, you
third.
get
So
5 seconds to solve.
Yeah. What is going on? What is going on?
What am I doing with my
We're
head?
moving on.
I'll
So
take that
Steven,
money though. I'll take that money.
yeah, we'll bank that money for you, Joshua.
That's a solid haul.
That is a solid haul. You didn't
Yeah,
solve it.
seriously.
Steven, would you like to solve the puzzle or do you need a question?
I need a question because I have no idea
All
what
right.
that last
I'm
name
pretty
is.
happy that I'm not the only one. I know there's people in the chat. I can see there's 28 comments generated. I'm sure there's someone being like,
They're probably
"These
making
idiots."
fun of us.
yes.
Most
So,
definitely.
Steven, who had more receiving yards in Wildcard Weekend? Who had more receiving yards? Was it Travis Kelsey or was it Kendrick Bourne?
Ooh.
Oh wow. I know Kendrick Bourne had that really long catch, and this feels like a trick question. Just based off of that catch, I'm going to go Kendrick Bourne.
I'm sorry. Travis Kelsey had 108 to Kendrick Bourne 77. It was
I would've gone with
31
Kendrick Bourne
yards
too,
more.
but
I
I didn't know their
apologize there.
yards.
I didn't mean to make that so tricky. JL, that means
I
we're
don't think
moving
it was
to you.
tricky.
I would like to solve, please.
Okay.
Russell
it.
Gage.
Oh, Gage.
Oh,
I mean-
JL, that's
Yeah.
going to add $1,000
like-
to your total right there.
Russell Gore.
Russell Gore. Timothy Rusaluso
Why did I
Gaglione.
forget about Russell
Gaglione.
Gage?
We had a lot of really good guesses in here. Russell Wills, Chef Russ. There were some other good ones. Richard Gere, Ramon Steve,
Richard Gere.
Rodrigo Bland, Rondale Moore with 1-0, Rashad Bate, Hunter's Renf.
Oh my God.
Devontae
A lot of people
Adams.
really banking on you
It's actually
misspelling this
really
puzzle.
funny.
Oh, that's hilarious. Y'all are
Hey,
on
these
I
guys
one
think
have
we've
been
today.
only had
dying.
one misspelled puzzle ever, and it was like one of the first puzzles we ever did as well.
Yeah, it's the first time. Oh, the
That was
Ramondre
going
Stepp.
great.
Also, come here now, Beach 89. Go to the dentist, man. He said it was squirting blood all over the place the other day. This is the wrong place. I think you meant to type that
This
into
is not the right
WebMD.
place, yeah. It's
I
Simon
can't
L.
give you medical advice. Go see the dentist, please.
Specifically,
Please, I'm
like
begging you.
talking to you about this too, Simon. Like it's like Simon, my mouth hurts.
Yeah, you give off mad dentist vibes, Simon.
I do. I give off dentist vibes. That's
Yep.
Is that a compliment or an insult?
Oh
I
no, it is
can't
not.
tell. It's neither.
Oh,
It's
no.
neither. Guys, before we move on to our next puzzle, Steven, I wanted to ask you. So with the understanding, or it's believed that Calvin Ridley's likely not going to be a Falcon going forward, do you think there's real value for Russell Gage? Does he move into like wide receiver 2 territory and redraft, or how are you viewing him going into next season?
If that does end up being the case, I'm drafting him relatively high next year. I think that he solidified himself as a very reliable option down the stretch, really commanding a pretty healthy target share on top of that. And so I think, for what that offense is, and there's a lot of question marks there too. That's the other issue is, okay, is this year the Falcons move on from Matt Ryan? Where does any additional help come in? But if you were to say the entire roster is transferring over from 2021 to 2022, I'd be drafting him as a solid wide receiver 2 next year.
There we go. Solid wide receiver 2, which is quite the upgrade for how he's being drafted this past year. Josh, are you in alignment with Steven here, or do you have a different opinion on Russell Gage?
You get, if he's going into the year as the number 1 wide receiver, Calvin Ridley's not there, and it sounds more and more like he doesn't want to play in Atlanta next season, then he would end up being a wide receiver 3 for me.
Wide receiver 3. There we go. JL, what about you? Where do you align with Russell Gage?
I'm not interested in Russell Gage. I don't think that they leave him as the only receiving option there. Not including Kyle Pitts. I think that if Calvin Ridley does not come back to Atlanta, that the Falcons will find some other talent.
Mr. Scampers put some great names there in the chat to compare him to.
Gage, Claypool, Ayuk. Yeah,
Claypool, Ayuk all day.
I think that's fair. I think that's a fair range, though, to be talking about him. And I think that's a good tier. I think I would take Ayuk.
Like Chase Claypool with what's the backup quarterback?
Mason Rudolph.
Mason Rudolph. You're taking Chase Claypool with Mason Rudolph over him?
I'll take. Well, Kyle Pitts being in Atlanta.
You still don't know who the quarterback's going to be in Atlanta.
Yeah,
that's true.
It could even be Mason Rudolph. It's a mystery box.
It could.
There could be anything in the box.
Honestly, like out of like most off seasons I can remember, there's like I feel like a lot of things that could happen this offseason with quarterbacks on the move and just situations changing pretty. JL down there looking at there could be some pretty extreme changes. Like you just said, you don't know who the quarterback's going to be for Atlanta, and like no one's even talking about Matt Ryan leaving.
Sully comes in here. He's a 40.5 dead cap hit. He's likely still there in 2022, unless he like retires, right? That
even
I think
after
that's
like
the
a
only
June cut. Wow.
So
that's crazy.
What it sounds like, but that's wild. Guys, we're going to go ahead and load up this next puzzle. JL got that one correct. So Josh, even though you're in the lead, you are going to start off on this next puzzle.
I'll take it.
Don't you wink at me.
And this is a TV show NFL mashup. So this could be a player, a team, a coach, you know what I mean? So, but it's going to be combined with the name of a TV show. We did one like this with a movie where it was the Las Vegas Raiders of the Lost Ark, So that's an example. So just think about it in that sense. And I'm sure it'll come together as you guys are doing this. Make sure you're out of the comments and into the private chat. And Joshua, we are going to start with you. Let me know when you are ready.
Simon, I'm ready.
Who had more fantasy points in Wildcard Weekend, Joshua? Who had more fantasy points in Wildcard Weekend? Was it Emmanuel Sanders or was it Odell Beckham Jr.?
Odell Beckham Jr.
That is correct. With 17 to Emmanuel Sanders, 11.6. Which letter would you like?
T.
There is one T, Josh.
That's where I expected the T to be. But I also expected there to be more.
Well, Too bad.
Just go ahead and give me another
idiot.
question, Simon.
Okay, 1 second. Okay, Josh, my question for you is who had more receiving yards in the regular season? So throughout the regular season, who had more receiving yards? Was it Mike Williams or was it Hunter Renfrow?
Ooh.
I hate that question. I really hate that question. More receiving yards. It was probably Mike Williams. I'm gonna go with Mike Williams.
Mike Williams is correct with over 100 more receiving yards than Hunter Renfrow on the season. Josh, I thought that one was going to get you. Which letter would you like?
It almost did, Simon. It almost did. I know Hunter Renfrow had more catches, but Mike Williams was more of that big play guy. Give me an S.
There are 4 S's. Going to add 2,000 to your total, Josh. And a reminder, this is your last chance to buy a vowel before you have to guess at the puzzles. So would you like to buy any vowels?
Buy an I. Give me that I.
An I?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. So that is going to subtract $400 from your total. Would you like to buy another vowel? Would you like another question? Or would you like to solve the puzzle?
Give me another question, Simon.
Another question. Okay, Joshua, my question for you is who had more... Sorry, 1 second. Who had more PPR fantasy points on the season? Who had more PPR fantasy points on the season? Was it Alvin Kamara or was it Joe Mixon?
Joe Mixon.
Joe Mixon is correct with over 50 more PPR fantasy points. Josh, what letter would you like?
Give me the N.
No.
3 N's.
Damn it.
It's
So Josh,
You know it, Steven?
Josh,
Yeah,
you got
I
5
knew it
seconds.
before a letter came up.
5, 4,
Oh no.
3,
It's not
I don't know.
2, 1.
I don't know it.
So Josh, you do bank that money again, right?
Hell,
Yeah.
Josh.
So
Stop.
Josh is
Wow.
holy
Sorry,
shit.
guys.
Wow.
Josh is building up a bank. But Steven, would you like to solve?
Yeah, I'm going to solve it. So I have a reputation to uphold. I might be the only person you've had on the show who's actually been on Wheel of Fortune.
What?
You've been Wheel of Fortune?
So I have a
There's the
reputation.
secret.
Why are you burying the lead, Steven? Why are we hearing about this now?
I would like to solve.
Which is more fun?
It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah.
Oh,
You got it.
knows
And this
that.
puzzle was courtesy of G-Man
I
J.
almost
Nice
brought
job,
up
Steve.
this early. I almost brought up the show pre-stream. We were talking about shows that wouldn't maybe work as well nowadays. I almost mentioned, I was like, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia still going, and they can say pretty much stuff.
Tim had a guess early. How I Met Your Mother of God, the Jags are trash. Mr. Scamper said, I just choked on popcorn, Tim. Thanks. But then, Tim, before any letters were up there, he got
Got it.
Attis, Always Sunny in Philadelphia Eagles. We'll ignore the typo because you got it, Tim. Nice job. And Scott said, I figured the first word was
JL's
JL's.
Always Sunny in Philadelphia Eagles.
But then Eric came in and got it as well. So nice job, guys. There was about 30 messages just shouting Tim's name and celebrating him for getting that one right there.
JL's mother always be fabricating things. It fits. I hope you're watching, Ma.
It does fit.
Quit
No,
fabricating.
always.
Always doesn't.
doesn't fit.
Yeah. Sorry.
JL's mother
Scott.
always be fabricating things.
Always.
We got Joey in here said, well, Chicago's second favorite son is on today. Who's the first favorite?
I don't know. They always
Obama?
say like Second City and all that. I don't know enough history to.
How
say.
about instead of always for Scott, we make it kinda?
We make
Kind of
it
be
kinda.
Dale's mother
fabricating
kind
things.
of be fabricating.
Okay, that's perfect. That's perfect. Guys, Josh has a big lead, so we're going to go
There
ahead.
she
and-
is.
This is one of the weirdest leads I feel like we've ever seen, to be honest.
Jail's mom saying, leave me out of
Clapping
this.
back.
Okay. Sorry, Mom. We'll leave you out. I
Leave me out.
promise.
Sorry, Mom.
Okay, guys, we're going to go ahead and load up our next puzzle. Steven got that one right, so JL is going to go first. This is same last name. It is 3 players with the same last name. So it is 3 first names
that's why the
and
comma's
then
in
a
there.
last name. So it's a
Why is
first
the
name,
ampersand
comma, a first name, and
No, it makes sense.
it makes
Okay.
sense in a list. So we've got, there's no Oxford comma here though. So sorry,
I
guys.
was going to say,
I
I'm
am
proud
an
of you
Oxford.
taking a stand on the Oxford comma.
Actually, I'm firmly on the Oxford comma side. It would just look really weird here to have a comma then an ampersand.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so I didn't do it.
I'm
But
against
so
the Oxford comma.
I'll fight you. But we've got 3 first names and then a last name. The last name applies to all 3 of the first names above it. John Luke, would you like a letter or would you like a question? Would you like to solve?
I need a question.
JL needs
the problem with can we address this
question.
real fast? There's 2
Yes.
names here that have the same number of letters. If I said it, let's say I knew it, but do I have to get the correct order with those 2 guys?
If there's if there's no letters on the board and you get the 3 names right, I'll give it to you. If there are if there are letters on the board that would
so you have to create that. I know that came up last time and I don't think it was actually a problem, but I knew we had to discuss that. Go ahead.
Yeah. So that's where I'm going on that one. Okay, JL, your question is which
And I'm in the private chat, by the way, too.
He's out of the public chat. Contestants,
not me. I get to stay. JL, according to the FanDuel Sportsbook, which wide receiver has the best odds to have the most receiving yards during divisional weekend? And by best odds, I mean favored to, not like the one you would want to bet on the most. So of the wide receivers I'm about to name to you, is it Cooper Kupp or is it Devontae Adams?
it's Devontae Adams.
I'm sorry, it is Cooper Kupp with plus 430 odds to have the most receiving yards this weekend. Devontae Adams at plus 500. No, it's just divisional weekend, right?
Oh, it's just
said playoffs.
Oh, yep.
Sorry, just divisional weekend. Josh, are you ready for your question or would you like to solve? Okay, Josh, similar question for you. Which running back is favored to have the most rushing yards during divisional weekend? Is it Derrick Henry or is it Elijah Mitchell?
Derrick Henry.
It is Derrick Henry at plus 125, Elijah Mitchell at plus 340. You're killing it on the questions today, Josh. Yes. Which letter would you like?
Give me a N.
1 N for Josh. Josh, would you like another question or would you like to solve?
This fits in with what I was already thinking. Give me another question.
Okay, you're Josh, leading by 5,000 points. Jesus Christ.
No, yeah.
Okay, Josh, my question for you is who had more PPR fantasy points during Wildcard weekend? Who had more PPR fantasy points during Wildcard weekend? Was it Cam Akers or was it Kenneth Gainwell?
Cam Akers.
It was Kenneth Gainwell with 16.5 to Cam Akers 10.5. Wow. So I'm sorry, Josh, you got that one wrong. That means we're moving on to Steven. Steven, would you like to solve or would you like a question?
Give me a question.
Okay, my question for you is which player had more PPR fantasy points on the season? Which player had more PPR fantasy points on the season? Was it DK Metcalf or was it Darnell Mooney?
Metcalf.
It was Metcalf with 244.3 to Darnell Mooney's 219.7. Which letter would you like, Steven?
L.
L for Steven. 4 L's in this puzzle.
There's only one name I need. Then
that's the problem I'm having right now too. Buy an I.
You would like to buy an I. Okay, one moment. I lost the window. There it is. There are 2 I's in this puzzle, so that didn't help you at all. It's going to subtract 200. Would you like to buy another vowel? Would you like another question? I'll kill you, JL. I'm moving past this so fast.
Yes.
Let's do another question.
We got to ask Steven.
Another question for Steven. Okay, Steven, my question for you is who had more rushing yards on the season during the regular season? Who had more rushing yards? Was it Ezekiel Elliott or was it Josh Jacobs?
I know what it is. Sorry.
Pretty sure it was Zeke.
It was Zeke. Zeke got over 1,002 to Josh Jacobs 872. Which letter would you like?
Let's do an R.
Ooh,
there are 2 R's, so that'll add 1,000 to your total down there, Steven. Would you like another question? This is your last chance to buy a vowel if you want one, or would you like to solve the puzzle?
Buy an A.
Buy an A. There are 6 A's in this puzzle, so that's going to cost you a hefty price. You're down to 2,200.
Oh my God! I don't know the first one.
That was the first one I got, actually.
Do you need a question?
Kidding me? Yeah. Damn it.
Okay,
yeah.
One more question for you. My question for you is who had more fantasy points during Wildcard weekend? This is PPR fantasy points. Who had more PPR fantasy points during Wildcard weekend? Was it Zay Jones or was it Brandon Ayuk?
Oh, wow. Brandon Ayuk.
I'm so sorry. It was
Oh
Zay
my
Jones
God.
with 17.1
Oh, no.
to Brandon Ayuk's 11. I'm sorry, Steven, you missed that one. JL, would you like to solve? Would you like a question, or would you like? Those are your options.
I need questions, but there's not enough letters here to actually make it worth not just giving it to Josh. So I'll solve. Javonte, Daryl, and Jamal Williams.
JL, you didn't even think about the J's. Right? I don't know. I guess that wouldn't have
Two.
been that
It would have just been two. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I was thinking it was 3 J's when I said that. And no, I realized
JL, that was going to add 1,000 to your score. I thought Daryl was going to be the tough one up there, but it looks like
Daryl
Javonte
was the
stumped
toughest
some
one
of you.
for me.
Yeah, for sure.
And I was just going to do 2 names, and then I Control-F Williams on the running backs page, and there was 8 of them that came up, and I was like, okay, we'll do 3. We'll throw 3 of them in there. Nice job, guys. Josh and Steven did a lot of work helping solve that puzzle, and JL came in with the alley-oop at the end. you got the money, though, JL. You got the money. So JL got that one right, which means next we are going to start with Josh. Before we do that, though, I believe Sully came in and got Javonte Jamal, or Scott and got Javonte Jamal. And then he also got Daryl. I think Mr. Scampers was the first one to put Javonte Jamal. Scott got Daryl. Together, they got it. Nice job, everyone.
It's friendship all along.
Friendship all along.
DK Metcalf.
DK Metcalf. Yeah, absolutely. Guys, are you ready for the next puzzle?
Let's do it.
Also, Feiji said, what about Serena? Unfortunately, this is just football, but Serena Williams is probably a better athlete than all 3 of these guys up there.
She should be in there.
she's the best athlete of all, one of the best athletes of all time, I would say.
Easy.
Yeah, she's the best Williams athlete, I think. We can probably all agree on that. Guys, our next puzzle that we're loading up, I'm skipping to this one because I want to do it. This category is horrible fantasy team name. This would be something like hooked on a feeling or something like that.
God.
Okay.
Like show me your TDs.
Right. Like show me your TDs, hooked on a feeling. This is going to be something that like, if you saw it as someone's team name, you would go like, oh God, like it would make you groan out loud. And that's what this category is. This is the new category that we're introducing for today. Exactly. That's another example, JL.
But you spell cup with the K, right?
Yep.
Super original.
Jason, Simon, I love this category. Thank you. Guys, make sure you guys are out of the comments and into the private chat.
Absolutely.
And Josh, we are starting with you, I believe.
New, right?
Would you like to solve? Would you like...
No, he'd like to take 3 questions, bank the money, and then continue. That's what he would like to do.
What's the record for this game? Because I feel like
I don't think we've ever gotten into 10,000 before.
No, we haven't.
Well... Let's see.
Okay, Josh, my question for you. This is according to the FanDuel Sportsbook. Who is more likely to be an anytime touchdown scorer this weekend? Who is more likely to be an anytime touchdown scorer? Is it Ja'Marr Chase or is it Joe Mixon?
That's tough.
I'll go with Joe Mixon.
Joe Mixon is correct at -110. Ja'Marr Chase's odds are at +140. It's plus odds on the Jamar side. Josh, nice job. Didn't get tricked up yet again.
I was so close to saying Ja'Marr Chase. Give me a...
You can't pick vowels.
An A. Yeah.
There are 2 S's, Josh. So that's going to add 1,000 to your total.
See, that's another thing. It's like getting the 3 in a row is tough. Not only answering the questions, you got to get those letters up there too.
We get it, Josh. You're so good.
Josh.
I'm getting lucky with the letters. All right, next question.
Okay, Josh, my question for you is who has more rushing touchdowns on the season? Who has more rushing touchdowns? Is it Jalen Hurts or is it Nick Chubb?
Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts is correct with 10 rushing touchdowns to Nick Chubb's 8.
I said that
Which
really
letter would you like?
But I did not know. Give me a T.
Says the one who hasn't missed a question yet.
2 T's, Josh.
Question.
Josh hasn't missed a question or a letter. Oh, you missed one?
Yeah.
Well, no one even remembers it, Josh, so it doesn't even count that you missed it. Would you like to buy a vowel? This is your last
Just give me
chance.
another question. Just give me another question.
Another question. Okay, Josh, who had more PPR fantasy
cocky.
points on the season? Who had more PPR fantasy points on the season? Was it Darrell Williams or was it Myles Gaskin?
Myles Gaskin.
I'm sorry. It was
Oh,
Darrell
that got
Williams
me.
with 196
Oh.
to Myles Gaskin's 173.
He was really good that stretch when Clyde Edwards-Helaire was out.
He was. So, Josh, you don't bank this money yet, but we're moving on to Steven. Steven, would you like a question or do you want to solve?
Question.
Solve it.
Do it,
I don't know
Steven. I know you don't know it, but figure it out.
Okay, your question is who had more rushing yards on the season? Oh, we're going. That's the same question I gave you last time, isn't it? We'll mix it up. Who had more received? Okay, we'll do it again. Who had more rushing yards on the season? But it's going to be different players this time. Who had more rushing yards on the season? Was it Leonard Fournette or was it Tony Pollard?
Leonard Fournette.
Leonard Fournette had almost 100 more rushing yards than Tony Pollard on the season. Steven, which letter would you like?
Ooh, R.
I don't know why I loved that noise. There are 2 R's, Steven. It's going to add $1,000 to your total. Would you like to solve? Would you like to buy a vowel or would you like another question?
Give me an E.
An E. There are 2 E's in this puzzle, subtracting 200 from your total. Would you like to buy another vowel? Would you like to solve or would you like another question?
I think I know the bottom part. I don't know the top part. Let's do another question.
I don't know anything here yet.
Another question for Steven. Okay, Steven, my question for you is according to the FanDuel Sportsbook, who is a more likely anytime touchdown scorer? So which of these players is more likely to be an anytime touchdown scorer this weekend? Is it Devontae Adams or is it Deebo Samuel?
Give Josh the easy one. I'm gonna go with Adams.
Adams is correct at -140 to Deebo Samuel's -110. That one was pretty tough, Steven, but you got it. Which letter would you like?
N.
N. There is 1 N in this puzzle, Steven. So this will be your last chance to buy any vowel.
I was lying.
I know the top.
Would you like to buy a vowel, another question, or solve?
Buy a O.
There are 3 O's in here. So that'll subtract 300 from your total. Now, would you like to solve? Would you like another question or buy another vowel?
Question.
Okay. Another question. My question for you is who had more fantasy points, more PPR fantasy points during Wildcard weekend? Was it CJ Uzama or was it Tyler Higbee?
Say it one more time. I know the puzzle now, but you say it one more time.
more PPR fantasy points in Wildcard weekend. CJ Uzama or Tyler Higbee?
Higbee.
I'm sorry. CJ
Uzama
had the touchdown, 18.4 to Tyler Higbee,
I
7.6
would have gotten that one wrong
fantasy
too,
points.
Steven.
I'm sorry.
I
CJ
know
Uzama
it.
showed up. JL, would you like
I
to
still
solve?
don't know what this is.
Or do you want a question?
I need a question. I have no idea what this is.
I have no idea.
Okay, JL, my question for you is who scored more PPR fantasy points during Wild Card weekend? Who scored more PPR fantasy points? Was it Tyreek Hill or was it Byron Pringle?
I don't know. I'll go with Tyreek Hill.
I'm sorry, it was Byron Pringle, and I Josh Mack the hell out of you on that one,
Great
JL.
question,
I'm so
Simon.
sorry.
Great question.
That was an awful question. I'm sorry. Josh,
Yeah.
do you need a question or would you like to solve?
I don't know one word.
Can you give him a hard question, please?
Give me a hard question, Simon.
Okay,
It doesn't
Josh,
matter. I'm gonna get it right.
who had more receiving yards on the season? Who had more receiving yards on the season? Was it Stephon Diggs or was it Mark Andrews?
Ooh.
Mark Andrews.
Mark Andrews is correct by over 100 receiving yards, Josh. Which letter would you like?
A Y.
There's 1 Y, Josh. That's going to add 500. Do you know this puzzle or do you need another question? Okay, another question for Josh. Josh, we're going to head back over to the FanDuel Sportsbook if you don't mind for this one.
I don't mind at all.
Who is more likely to be an anytime touchdown scorer during the Los Angeles Rams Tampa Bay Buccaneers game? Who's more likely to be an anytime touchdown scorer? Is it Mike Evans or is it Cam Akers?
Mike Evans.
You are correct. I thought I would get you with the running back wide receiver again, but you came out on top in that one. Josh, which letter would you like?
I'll take a C.
I think you know one of the words. Josh, this is your last chance to buy a vowel if you would like a vowel.
Give me another question.
Another question for Josh. Okay, Josh, my question for you is who had more passing touchdowns on the season? Who had more passing touchdowns? Was it Dak Prescott or was it Kirk Cousins?
Kirk Cousins.
I'm sorry, it was Dak Prescott, Josh. Dak Prescott had more passing touchdowns.
Kirk Cousins missed a couple games too.
He did. So, Steven,
one game.
That brings us back to you. Would you like to solve? Would you like a question?
I'm solving this. Okay. I'm solving this. I am not even going to screw myself up because I can't answer these questions for the life of me. Country roads take Mahomes.
Oh,
you got it,
right. Okay. I obviously had country, but that's it.
Guys, and
this is
7 minutes ago, Jay Wall got country roads.
Of course he did.
It was like no letters on the board, and he came in and just got it. Nice job.
Country roads.
We had some other guesses in here as well. Jay, did you say that was an
I like the puzzle. I think it's a good puzzle. I like it.
Yeah, agreed.
Did you come up with this because you were contemplating having this as your team name, Simon?
No, I was trying to come up with more puns, and then I like more of like the mashups, and I was like, God, that's so hard. What if I could just do shitty puns instead? And then I was like, oh wait, that's what all fantasy team names are, shitty puns. I can do this category. And Jay Wall said he does a 151 best fantasy football team names article every year, and that's how he knew that one. Oh, God. Jay, well, that checks out a little bit too hard right there. And Jay said, great puzzle, Simon. Nice. Thank you.
I thought if you hadn't told me, I would have guessed that this was a J puzzle.
You would have guessed that this was a J puzzle?
This one was the J one.
Dad pun written all over it.
Guys, I got to correct something. I messed up earlier. I said no one has gotten to 10,000 yet, but I was completely inaccurate. Scott and James Rode combined for 10,800 points. And I'm sure Scott went back to the video to make sure. It was team, and there was only 2 players, so I think there's a little bit more possible points. But hey,
they wrecked us.
I'll give it to you.
James Rode did not miss a single trivia question.
He did not. That's awesome. I'm still sad I missed that one.
10,000.
Oh, yeah. Good call. My apologies on that.
Yeah.
Steven gets that $1,000, bringing him to tied with JL at 2,000. And guys, we have another TV show NFL mashup here. So it's another TV show NFL mashup. Get out of the chat. And you know who just got in the chat? Our boy Swamp. What's up, Swamp?
Hey.
Welcome in. He's at work and he cries. But he says he's ready for the Bengals to beat the Titans. Yeah, tell Jimmy Johns to give you a break.
I think that's going to be one of the better games of the weekend. But
I hope so.
I haven't been good at calling those lately.
I mean, if it's anything like last weekend, it won't take much to be one of the better games. Like I enjoyed watching it, but there was a lot of not close games. Steven got that one right, which means we're starting with JL.
What's happening with you?
Those are hiccups, JL.
I had some cashew queso mac and cheese right before this, and I think it's starting to come back up.
I just have to draw the little boxes
on my
table.
To yourself.
No, it's not real cheese. It's fake cheese, Josh. It's made out of cashews, so it doesn't give me, diarrhea.
Cheese made of cashews?
Because you already have it.
Yeah, well, I do. I'm having diarrhea, but unrelated
right now,
to mac and cheese.
Currently,
yeah, that's why.
This looks like a fun puzzle, guys.
Yeah, I'm very excited for this.
Okay, TV show NFL mashup. Just a reminder, it can be a player, it can be a team, it can be a coach, and it's going to be combined with a TV show. So, JL, you are up first. Would you like a question or would you like to solve this puzzle?
I need a question, please.
Okay, JL, my question for you, true or false? The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are favored by 3 points against the Los Angeles Rams.
Who's home?
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, it's the Los Angeles Rams at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So true or false? The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are favored by 3 against the Los Angeles Rams.
True.
That is true, JL. Nice job. Which letter would you like?
I will take a T.
There are 3 T's, JL. Off to a good start. Let me add that money for you. 1,500 added. So, JL, would you like a vowel? Would you like to solve? Or would you like another question?
I'll take another Take another question.
Sully said it always comes back to poop. Yeah, at some point we get there.
Always.
We always get there. Okay, JL, my question for you is, who had more rushing yards during the regular season? Who had more rushing yards? Was it Devin Singletary or was it Antonio Gibson?
Gibson.
Gibson is correct with 1,037 to Singletary's 870. Which letter would you like?
I'll take an H.
An H. Bonk.
Wow.
I'm so sorry, JL.
Okay.
There is
I was
no
like, you
H
could
in
go
this
with the
puzzle.
safe letter, the H. That was in my mind.
So, Josh, we are on to you. JL missed that question. Are you ready for your
Yeah.
question?
I gotta recalibrate real fast because that is not to start this off. But question me.
Okay, Josh, my question for you is, who had more receiving yards during Wildcard weekend? Who had more receiving yards during Wildcard weekend? Was it Demarcus Robinson or was it Christian Kirk?
Demarcus Robinson.
Demarcus Robinson is correct by over 20 receiving yards. Josh, which letter would you like?
Give me a W. I'm just taking a shot here.
No,
No, it's not.
W,
All right.
Josh.
I was
I'm
going
sorry.
for it. I don't know. I was going for it.
I have no idea what that first word.
Okay, Steven,
I mean, I've
would you
got a
like
couple of ideas now.
would you like a question or would you like to solve the puzzle?
Question.
Okay, my question for you is, who had more
10.
PPR fantasy points on the season? Who had more PPR fantasy points on the season? Was it Damian Harris or was it Tony Pollard?
Damian Harris.
Damian Harris is correct with 210 to Tony Pollard's 162.6. Which letter would you like?
R.
R.
Arr.
And there are two R's, Steven. That is going to add 1,000 to your total. Would you like to buy a vowel? Would you like another question? Or solve?
The last word's farts.
It might be. Simon's up there. Like, why are you giving it away?
Another question.
Another question. Okay, my question for you is, who had more receiving touchdowns on the season? Who had more receiving touchdowns? Was it Devontae Adams or was it Dawson Knox?
Devontae Adams.
Devontae Adams had 2 more receiving touchdowns than Dawson Knox, 11 to Dawson Knox 9, closer than I thought. Steven, which letter would you like?
S.
S for Steven. There are
What?
no
Farts, Dale.
S's
It's not
in
farts.
this
Not farts.
puzzle. It is not farts. It could
Back
be...
to the drawing board.
Oh my God, the chat is getting me right now. Okay, JL, my question for you, or sorry, would you like to solve, JL, or
No,
buy
I
a
have no
vowel?
idea.
Because you've got some money in there. Would you like to
Have
buy
they
a vowel?
figured it out already?
No, no one's figured it out yet.
Oh,
Can I buy a
okay.
vowel before I get a question?
Yeah, you have money in the bank. You got your money last time.
Sure. I'll buy an O.
This money's from this round, right?
Yeah,
You
no,
put the
they-
T
I
up
mean,
there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
put the
cannot
T up
you
there.
cannot use banked money.
Oh, but this isn't banked yet. The 1,500.
No,
It's
yeah.
a round.
Oh, yeah, he can
round.
use that. Right. All right.
Yeah.
The round.
Okay, so
You-
we're
you
gonna.
can't-
There's one O, JL.
Can I
Wow.
buy an A?
Sure, you can buy an A. 2 A's. JL, would you like to buy another vowel, or would you like to solve, or would you like a question?
I would like a question.
Oh,
You would like a question. Okay, JL.
You
My
know this?
question.
I know what it is now.
My
don't.
question for you is, who had more PPR fantasy points during Wildcard weekend? Who had more PPR fantasy points? Was it Jerick McKinnon or was it Elijah Mitchell?
Oh,
Elijah
I
Mitchell.
got it now too.
Jerick McKinnon was the top scoring fantasy running back last weekend across all games. I'm sorry, JL. Josh, you look like you want to solve.
Damn it.
Tim, Patrick, and Morty.
Yep.
It is
Patrick
Tim,
and
Patrick, and Morty. Nice job, Josh.
Yeah.
You got that one right. I know there was a little bit of a stretch with the rank at the end of Tim Patrick, but you got it. Nice solving, Josh.
Yeah. The ORT there really helped me. I was like, Morty? Rick and Morty?
Oh.
Rick.
I was like, what is
Tim-
Patrick and Morty?
Yeah.
I would have never gotten that.
Yeah.
The chat was working double time. J Wall got Tim Patrick something. And then we got Tim Patrick has farts from there.
Yes, he
Schmidt
does.
14 in here saying maybe it was farts with a Z. That was a great
Could have been.
problem solving there. And then Mr. Scamper's got Morty. Javen got and
Morty.
Morty.
Helped me. Yeah.
And they put it all together. Tim Patrick and Morty. Nice job, guys.
I thought it might have been Morty too, but then I couldn't think of anything that would have been the beginning of that phrase.
Josh got it. And Josh, you were the only one who
Morty.
didn't get a question right that round. Everyone else got at least one question right. Yet you're the only one who comes away with some money. This is your day, Josh. It seems.
Oh
like.
no, I actually did get a question right. I guessed the wrong letter.
Ooh,
Oh, that's
crossword.
right. That's right, guys. We have enough time for one more puzzle, I think, and this is same
Get on the
team
chat.
first names. So these are first names, not last names. We
Oh,
introduced
it's
this
a
category
JL.
last
JL
week.
move.
JL introduced this, and I loved it because we don't typically think just in terms of first names, so it can be a little bit trickier there. But 3 first names, all on the same NFL team. And Josh got that one right, which means Steven, we are starting with you. Are you ready for your first question?
Let's do it.
Okay, so the Buffalo Bills are playing at the Kansas City Chiefs this weekend. True or false? The Chiefs are 1.5 point favorites against the Buffalo Bills.
False.
I'm sorry, that is true.
I thought
And
they
the
were 3.
They're 1.5 point favorites over the
Oh.
Bills at home, which is kind of
According
wild.
to the
right there.
FanDuel Sportsbook.
According to the FanDuel Sportsbook.
Ah,
That is
killing
true.
me.
Sorry, I should have. All sportsbook questions are going to be FanDuel Sportsbook
Yeah,
questions
I
here.
know.
JL,
I should know better.
would you like a question or would you like to solve?
I need a question.
Okay, who is more likely to be an anytime touchdown scorer in the Bills Chiefs game? Who is more likely to be an anytime touchdown scorer? Is it Jerick McKinnon or is it Stephon Diggs?
Stephon Diggs.
I'm sorry, I got you with Jerick McKinnon twice in a row. Jerick McKinnon is at minus 105. He's in minus odds to be an anytime touchdown scorer in that game. Stephon Diggs at plus 120.
Jerick McKinnon is?
Jerick McKinnon is at minus
Holy
105 to be an anytime touchdown
is
scorer.
Darrell
during that
Williams
game.
not expected to play?
Yeah, he's not even listed here. So
Yeah.
I imagine he's not expected to play. Josh, that means we're moving on to you. Are you ready for your question?
I am.
Okay. Josh, my question for you. One second. My question for you is who. Oh, no, that's a horrible question. That's way too Josh Matthew. I'm sorry. It was literally 1 yard.
Save that one for me. Save that one for me.
JL, I give you at
So we're
least
coming back around.
at least a 3 yard window. That one was only 1 yard. Josh, my question for you is who had more rushing yards on the season this year? Who had more rushing yards on the season? Was it Lamar Jackson or was it DeAndre Swift?
DeAndre Swift.
I'm sorry, Lamar Jackson had 150 more rushing yards than DeAndre Swift this season, Josh, which means we are going back to Steven. Steven, are you ready for your question?
We got
Let's
this.
do it.
Who had more
hope you saw
PPR
that
fantasy
question ready for
points
JL.
in the regular season? Who had more PPR fantasy points in the regular season? Was it Jalen Waddle or was it Jacoby Myers?
Jalen Waddle.
Jalen Waddle is correct. Which letter would you like?
S.
There is one S in this puzzle, Steven. It's going to add 500 to your roll. Would you like another question? Would you
Yeah,
like to buy
another
that
question.
Farts fits. Just saying.
Been down that path. Question again.
Okay,
It
my
was
question
smelly.
for you is who had more receiving yards during Wildcard weekend? Who had more receiving yards during Wildcard weekend? Was it Mike Evans or was it Hunter Renfrow?
Evans.
Evans is correct. He led all receivers in Wildcard weekend with receiving yards with 117. Which letter would you like?
N.
An N. There is one N. So that's going to add another 100 there. Would you like to solve? Would you like another question or would you like to use your last opportunity to buy a vowel?
By an E.
By an E. There are 2 E's in this puzzle, subtracting 2 from your total. What would you like to do? Would you like to buy another vowel? Would you like
question.
I know it.
Another question
What
for
the hell?
Steven. Okay, Steven, my question for you is
I'm on fire today, Steven. I'm sorry.
Who had more PPR fantasy points in the regular season? Who had more PPR fantasy points in the regular season? Was it Dalton Schultz or was it Kyle Pitts?
Kyle Pitts.
Sorry, it was Dalton Schultz. He was the third overall tight end in PPR scoring this season. JL, are you ready for your question? Or would you like to solve?
Yeah, I need a question.
You need a question. Okay, JL, we'll go back to that one. I'm just kidding.
Thank you.
JL, my question for you is who had more PPR fantasy points during the regular season? Who had more PPR fantasy points during the regular season? Was it Aaron Jones or was it James Robinson?
James Robinson.
Sorry, Aaron Jones had 229 to James Robinson's 173.9. So we are going to move on to Joshua Fuster. Josh, do you want to solve? You look like you might be able to solve.
I'll just solve, I guess. Why not, right?
Okay.
Show off.
Nick, Jarvis, Kareem.
Josh, you are absolutely correct. Nick Chubb, Jarvis Landry, and Kareem Hunt on that one.
Josh.
Nice job.
The N really helped me. Right when that N came up, I was like, what are N? Nick Chubb.
I was
Nick
thinking
Chubb.
Noah.
Nick Chubb. And then the E's came up. Kareem Jarvis. We're good.
Mr. Scampers was in here early with Nick Kareem Austin. Almost had it exactly right. Had Austin for Austin Hooper instead of Jarvis right there, but got around to it. Shout out to Mr. Scampers for being on top of that one. And Eric said he denied the rules of the crossword. He's done with it. He just fills in whatever letters he wants. It doesn't even matter. And Albert said, you are right, Mr. Scampers. Absolutely. Nice job, guys, on this one. And you know what? I think that's going to be our last puzzle. And Josh, good God Almighty. I don't even think I added the 1,000.
It was my day, guys. Sometimes it goes like this. It feels like every other show that I play I'm a contestant on Fantasy Fortune. I either do really well or really bad. And it was one of the good days.
And Steven and JL, thank you guys so much for reading my message earlier about letting Josh win. He really needed it today.
I did.
So thank you.
Steven, you were actually on Wheel of Fortune?
Yeah, can we address that real quick?
On Wheel of Fortune.
And how'd it go?
7 years ago, I finished in second.
Okay.
I got a nice trip to Maui out of the equation.
Did you get the prize puzzle?
I'm one of the few people to win the prize puzzle, but not win the game.
Yeah, usually the person that wins the prize puzzle wins because that's usually like a $9,000 on-tier amount, right?
Yeah. The guy that ended up winning bested me by about $4,000. So it was close. But yeah.
At least you weren't one of those people that didn't bank any money. But Pat Sajak's like, it's okay. We're gonna
here's $1,000.
Thank you for coming.
Hey, Steven, if anything, you're consistent. You came in second on Fantasy Fortune today as well. You tied for second, but you did come in second place as well.
I think I've come in second every single time I've been on here too. So I'm just gonna
checks out.
Chill with that. Yeah,
Steven, we're bringing you back to play some more Fantasy Fortune one of these days. JL, I'm sorry. You got some tough questions today. None of them on purpose, but you did well too.
No, you're not.
And Josh, congrats on the big win. Nice job today, man. Jay Wall in here reminding everyone to drop a like, everyone. Mm-hmm. Jay Wall in Utah saying drop a like, y'all. You haven't heard y'all in 10 years over there. But guys, make sure you drop a like, y'all, on our video. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel already, hit that subscribe button. And earlier in the stream, we put a link to our survey in the chat, guys. If you haven't filled it out already, it takes about 5 minutes and it's super helpful to us. It's basically asking what you like, what you don't like, what we're doing. And we want to make sure that throughout this off season and going into next year that the content we're creating provides value for you guys. So if you fill that out, we will take that feedback directly into consideration as we're coming up with our content plans going forward. Josh, I think there was something else you wanted to say before we jumped off.
I wanted to say something. This is for you specifically, Steven. Trading makes fantasy fun. Let's go. Let's get out of here. Love you guys.
Truly Epic said, I log in late and see you hit 1K sub. Congrats. Thank you, Truly Epic. It means a ton. And guys, if you are not already following our friend Steven, go and follow him on Twitter at Steven_Roto. He will fulfill all of your fantasy analysis and meat stick needs. So if you have either of those needs, go check him out on Twitter. Make sure you're following him. Steven, thank you so much again for joining us. This was so much fun.
Hey, hell of a time as always. Enjoyed it every single minute. Thank you again, guys.
Of course. And truly epic. That's
you
an
did miss
after
it.
show today.
You did miss it. Yeah,
you
missed it. We did it earlier.
We're all wasted right now.
Yeah,
It's been deleted. Can't find it.
I was in our
5
5
Yeah, we did it during the 5 a.m. show. Guys,
Us,
that is
Scott Fish, Zac Efron, we all
Imagine
took shots.
taking that many shots.
well, Zac Efron only
With
took
Zac
3.
Efron.
Can you believe
Because
that?
he's a lightweight.
I would do if Zac Efron and Scott Fish. You know what? If Scott Fish wants to do a 5 a.m. show, I'll take 5 shots with him.
At 5 a.m.
Jay said Steven has the best meat, and Scott said, "Where is the survey?" We'll throw it in the chat again. JL, can you throw a link to that in the chat?
We
already did. Guys, we are out of here for today. Thank you so much. We'll be back tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern time for some more fantasy football game show fun. So tune in then. But until tomorrow, adios, everyone.
See you tomorrow.